Welcome to the March 18th daily vlog. Here's what's on the agenda for today. I'm going to tell you how I prepared for this pandemic. I'm going to give you a recap of my Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you what this daily vlog experience has taught me so far. There are two primary ways in which I prepared for this pandemic. Over time, I stocked up on bottled water because we live in an area where you can't have too much drinkable water for obvious reasons.
The Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an earth.
Over the past year or so, I've made it a habit to walk down to Safeway weekly to get a 24 pack of water. Since I don't finish a whole pack in an entire week, they slowly build up over time. I think at one point I've had as much as 8. Right now I believe I have something like 4 or 5. But yeah, the number has gone down a bit over the past few weeks because I'm trying to minimize trips to the store. But yeah, anyway, you can't have enough drinkable water in an earthquake zone. And being prepared for earthquakes also somewhat makes you prepared for pandemics. The second way I prepared for this pandemic is by having savings. Since graduating in December, I haven't been able to land a job in my field of UX UI product design, but thankfully I had some good runway. As of last week, when this pandemic really reached record emergency levels, I had 2 to 3 months worth of runway. And I should have an additional month coming after I sell the cinema camera that I was nearly scammed out of yesterday. Now, I was hoping to use that runway to job hunt, but now it's survival season because it could be at least 2 months before corporations return to a state that's normal enough to even consider hiring again. I mean, I feel especially bad for the countless people who just got laid off, who are living paycheck to paycheck and can't afford to weather a storm like this. I also feel bad for the people who can't afford to take any time off because they have jobs that require them to be present, so they don't have the luxury of just staying home and avoiding exposure. But anyway, let's talk about my Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. I was down to my last roll of toilet paper and paper towels, so I headed back to the Chinatown Walgreens, and on my way to that Chinatown Walgreens, there is an intersection that I pass by almost daily. It's the corner of Columbus and Broadway. If this intersection looks familiar, you might remember it from this scene in Mrs. Doubtfire. This is the first time I remember approaching that intersection when it was anywhere near as sparse as it was in that movie, but it did magically get busy as I crossed the street. Anyway, about the Chinatown Walgreens, I must say kudos to them for keeping extra boxes of toilet paper on the floor, and also kudos to them for encouraging the proper 6-foot distance. After dropping my new supply of wipables off at home, I went to North Beach to grab the time lapse for this vlog, and then I strolled the rest of the neighborhood to witness just how much life has changed over the past couple of days. Monday and Tuesday felt like the end of an apocalypse with few survivors. Wednesday, people were out and about shopping, walking their dogs, hanging out at the park, and playing basketball among other sports at the courts. It's like after 2 straight days of doing nothing but streaming movies and emptying out a month's worth of food from their fridge, these people remembered that they're humans who need sunshine. Now let's move on to what this daily vlog is teaching me. It's teaching me that I need to be a little bit less scripted, though I feel like I'm kind of fighting that a bit this video. Another thing that this daily vlog has taught me is to get a better feel for the proper flow of a video. When I looked at my previous video, it was a little bit choppy at the beginning, and that's probably because I relied way too heavily on the script. And this format really isn't conducive to rigid scripts. It's more conducive to just taking notes and using those as talking points to actually talk to the camera like a human. In theory, it should help the filming move along more efficiently. It also should help the editing process because there won't be as many things to chop up in post. This format also forces you to exercise storytelling skills, which is a definite weakness of mine. One way in which I improved upon my storytelling skills from the first video is that I'm actually structuring these videos, and I'll continue to structure these videos going forward. Another thing this experience is teaching me about storytelling is the ability to create stories out of the mundane. The best creative project isn't always the one you micromanage over time. Sometimes it's the one where you just take the mundane of everyday life and make it a little bit less mundane through mere observation. Sometimes the best story to tell is the one right in front of you. I'll see you tomorrow.